Thank you, Katie. News Channel 3 is digging deeper into a proposed warehouse project in Palm Springs. This I-Team investigation began when a former city leader reached out to News Channel 3.
Now, city leaders are declining to talk about it, and a local mayor is saying that in his city's case, what was promised wasn't delivered.
News Channel 3's Garrett Hoddle has this I-Team investigation warehouse price.
These types of stories usually have two sides, ready and willing to speak with you on camera right away. Those that are for it and those that are against it. My experience, though, was different in this investigation. Those that were against bringing a warehouse to Palm Springs had plenty to say. Meanwhile, Palm Springs leadership really wasn't that talkative at all. Now, an application or piece of paper may look like something small, but what happens in planning and zoning meetings could end up very big. Frank Tyson has done a lot. He survived a world war, restored the Palm Springs Hotel, and has taken on city development projects through his group, Advocates for Better Community Development.
Growth and progress are good things, but the 11,000-seat arena they're planning to build in the heart of Palm Springs goes too far.
Yeah, I mean, what bothers me about the warehouses is that our leadership has completely acted like it's not happening.
And believes the development scene in the Inland Empire would drastically change Palm Springs.
Much of what they call the Inland Empire, which is the area really between Los Angeles really and Arizona, is going to be destroyed.
Tyson informed News Channel 3 of a Palm Springs Planning Commission meeting on November 13th. That's where city leaders were considering a development permit for a warehouse in Palm Springs. On the November 13th agenda, the project is described as a 739,000 square foot warehouse and fulfillment center. The commission would have made a decision on certifying a final environmental impact report on the proposed project and adopt a statement of overriding considerations for the PS Fulfillment Center. In other words, saying the good outweighs the bad in moving forward. However, the November 13 meeting was canceled before it began, all due to a member of the commission not being able to attend. It has since been rescheduled.
The decision makers have really failed us, you know. I mean, starting with the governor. He considers himself an environmentalist, and I guess it's hot potato because there's a lot of pressure by these developers to come in here.
It's described as a group of concerned citizens organized to stop the uncontrolled invasion of gargantuan warehouses in the Coachella Valley.
For years, I have been driving past through Moreno Valley, Redlands, and seeing these monstrous warehouses growing and growing and growing. And there's such a visual blight on the land.
Maruzzi is forthrightly against the PS Fulfillment Center. He's an author on several historical books of Palm Springs and a former Palm Springs planning commissioner.
Is what the Coachella Valley could look like, this is the Moreno Valley, if we just ignore what's happening and let these things come.
But not everyone holds the same opinion as Peter, right? Since you were on the planning commission, I'm definitely got projects like these in some aspect that came before you before.
Not warehouses like this.
No warehouses?
Nothing like this. These are so far beyond anything that this city has ever approved.
If you drive past this lot, it's not hard to come to the opinion that replacing it with anything other than what it is right now is a great idea. However, some in our community are saying pump the brakes. On November 15th, we were told this is a private application that still needs to go to a planning commission for consideration, meaning it's just that, an application. There are no details or anything further the staff can discuss at this time. News Channel 3 contacted the property owner several times. We did not hear back. On Tuesday, November 19th, News Channel 3 would inquire with several business leaders on assistance in finding someone to talk to on the positive impacts of the project to cover both sides. Arguing against the adoption of these warehouse projects could have come in twofold.
It is estimated in the environmental report to have 102,000 truck trips per year.
Pollution, and the case in Desert Hot Springs.
It's like an Amazon. Yes, lots of jobs, but in Desert Hot Springs, they announced a 3 million square foot Amazon facility. Everyone was excited, all the sales tax revenue. And then last year, Amazon changed their mind, drastically downsized it, It's not going to be fulfillment center anymore.
That's when I got Desert Hot Springs Mayor Scott Mattis on the phone. He confirms Amazon said one thing but did pull back in the 11th hour.
Life-changing for us. Like I stated, in Beaumont, they tripled their budget overnight. So, when a city like ours, that our budget's somewhere between, $28 and $30 million, man, if you tripled our budget, wow, the things we could do would be incredible.
He explained how the change was disappointing, but for his town, the scaled-down result is still a huge economic boost for towns similar size to Desert Hot Springs. He says DHS is in the process of approving another 1 million square feet, but it's still in the beginning stages.
Great if it was a fulfillment center, because the tax revenue would have changed our lives on our tax revenue. But it is a really good thing for our community. It's 1,800 jobs. People don't have to travel as far to go to work. They have been a good partner, and they will help organizations within our community.
Now, at this point, we can't report to you who the tenant will be in this proposed 700,000 plus square foot facility. We're going to continue to reach out for transparency. And by the way, this comes after we spoke to city officials in person who talked about the importance in balancing this story. But once again, unfortunately, we weren't able to set up a on-camera interview. I've also reached out several times to the landowner where this proposed warehouse would be, but still waiting on a call back. I will continue to work for interviews and transparency for our leaders and bring you them as soon as we can. Garrett Hoddle, News Channel 3.